Hello all and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host Alyx, just Alyx. I am running on just a few hours of sleep. You know what? Business is business. You gotta do what you gotta do. We have more news, more updates when it comes to what happened last night on SmackDown. In case you didn't see it, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made his triumphant return and came face to face against Roman Reigns. Finally, we are going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and fans are pissed about it. Why are they pissed? Because it pushes aside Cody Rhodes. In that very segment, Cody Rhodes came out after winning the Royal Rumble and telling the world that he wants to fight Roman Reigns. Even saying in that segment, "Your title, Roman, is the title I need to win." That's the title held by Bruno Sammartino. That's the title Dusty Rhodes got taken away from him. My father got taken away from him. But then in that very same breath said, "Not at WrestleMania." And then he talks about getting counsel from someone, and that counselor was The Rock. And Cody stepped aside. He stepped aside, winning the Royal Rumble back-to-back. He finally has a shot against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and he gives it up. He gives it up. Wild. Absolutely wild. I know, right? And as you can imagine, people who are invested in Cody Rhodes finishing the story were furious. The entire past 12 hours was nothing but hate, vitriol, and dare I say, I can't even find the word for it. There's no word in the English dictionary to describe the level of pure rage fans had for this decision. And I was someone, when it was going on, I'm like, okay, guys, we don't know what WrestleMania is going to look like yet. We don't even have a graphic for The Rock and Roman. Let's chill for a little bit. For all we know, we could still get Roman and Cody at Chamber. They might still do Cody and Roman at night one. We got plenty of time to come up with a story. We don't know what's going to happen yet. Let's chill. And yeah, I am someone that wants to see Rock versus Roman. I've said that many, many times. Over the last, 4 or 5 years, it's been a dream match of mine. And no, just because of fans hating on it, that doesn't change my mind either. It's a dream match. I got goosebumps. I've watched the segment like 5-10 times. I got goosebumps when The Rock came face to face with Roman Reigns. I genuinely want to see this match. And there's a very small window that we had to get it. So when they announced it, I said that was the right thing to do. But then more news came out. Not just from Fightful Select, but PWInsider. And we got a little glimpse into the backstage workings of how this came about and what to expect. Before I even read it, I already read it, by the way, but before I read it to you, in case you haven't been keeping up on the wrestling news, I'm going to be honest with you. It's kind of lame. It's lame. To be fair, Cody Rhodes versus Roman, the story they were telling was kind of lame too. There wasn't much there for me to grasp on, but at the very least, many other fans were invested in Cody winning. And so I thought, well, can we at least spice it up a little bit? It's just kind of lame. So when The Rock came in, I was thinking, okay, well, if you do Rock versus Roman night 2, Cody versus Roman night 1, and you tell the story of Roman Reigns losing it all, I'm like, I can get invested in that. That's a little bit of a cherry on top for his 3.5 year story where he came in, was the heel Universal Champion, and just ran over everybody. It went to his head. Evil Tribal Chief, evil Mad King. He finally gets his comeuppance by losing everything at WrestleMania. That would be something I would be invested in. That's what I thought they were going to do. They could probably still do that, and for the record, I think they should change plans. with the way things are looking, and if this is what they're going to do, even I will say, yeah, this ain't gonna work, Chief. But again, I feel like you could do both. That has always been my stance. You can do both. Everybody can get what they want. We have 2 nights of WrestleMania. We don't need to shun one or the other. At the very least, put Cody and Roman on Chamber in front of 60,000 people. Now, personally, I think Cody and Roman should also be at WrestleMania. I think both Cody Roman, Rocky Roman are WrestleMania quality main events. Which is why I said you can just do both. What happens to Seth Rollins? I don't know. Seth is hurt anyways. Maybe we can do Drew McIntyre and Seth. Or Gunther and Seth. We'll figure that out. I don't know. But they can't do Gunther and Seth because Gunther can't go overseas. So, most likely, if they did Drew and Seth again, Drew would win the title, whatever. Well, regardless, Seth is losing the belt. That's what I'm looking at. No matter what they do, Seth is losing the belt at WrestleMania. It's either the Cody or the Drew. So, I don't know what else to say here other than it's going to be a very long road to WrestleMania 40. Oh, God. I keep telling myself, I was so excited. I was so excited for WrestleMania 40 just weeks before Rumble. I was like, this is going to be the best, absolute best WrestleMania 40 I've ever seen. WrestleMania shows I've ever seen. It's going to be such a fun time. The road's going to be great. We had Punk versus Seth. You had Gunther versus Brock. You had Cody versus Roman and Rock versus Roman. You had all these matches lined up. Becky versus Rhea. Bianca versus Jade. Bayley versus Io Sky. I'm looking at DIY versus Judgment Day. Somehow we're going to get R-Truth on the show. It looked like one of the best cards they could have done. And not even a week after. Not even a week after. Literally, actually. Literally a week after. It all fell apart. It all just fell apart. The Vince McMahon allegations came out. Oh, there goes Brock. Punk gets injured. Oh, there goes Punk and Seth. Wait, Seth gets injured. Oh, well, crap. And now The Rock comes in and says, maybe we could just do me and Roman instead of Cody. And then that falls apart. So WrestleMania 40 is falling apart before our eyes, and it's actually kind of sad to see during one of the most pivotal moments, pivotal times in WWE history. They just signed an exclusive, amazing deal to do Raw, Monday Night Raw, exclusively on Netflix for $5 billion over 10 years. The Rock came in, became the board of directors, a TKO board member. Everything was looking great. So much was going on for WWE, and it all feels like it's coming down in all the worst ways. And I hate it. I hate it, man. But let's get to it. What happened? So I'm going to read PWInsider first, and I can pull it up here on the screen. I'm not going to show all of it, but I just want you to know I'm reading it. So this is PWInsider. And it's a long one. I'm not going to read all of this too, because I do want to read Fightful Select's report as well. I'll just link both of them down below if you want to catch up on this yourself. But from the top, it says, as you saw with the finish of last night's SmackDown, unless there is yet another major change in plans, Cody will not be finishing the story at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I think Sports Illustrated reported this not that long ago, and people gave them hell for it. Well, it looks like they were accurate. Numerous sources have concurred that the decision to go with The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, Mania weekend, expected to be officially announced this Thursday in the Las Vegas Philly press conference. But it was pushed by The Rock to move into the main event of WrestleMania, backed by top TKO group holding executives. There you have it. The Rock pushed it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came in and said, that's the match I think we should do. And the people in charge said, then that's what we'll do. The Rock said, we're going to finish my story first before Cody's story. Others believe that Rock pushed for the move. Well, let's back it up a little bit. It says here, while WWE had been expertly building to a Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns rematch, some sources believe it was done by Johnson to save WrestleMania after losing CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. I mean, yeah, those are two big losses. No Gunther versus Brock. No CM Punk versus Seth. Yikes. Those are two big losses. Two big, massive WrestleMania matches that we're not going to get. Others believe that The Rock pushed for the move and likely would have done it no matter what, given his massive $3 million stock payday, in part contingent on him hitting certain milestones. So, again, he's getting this role. He has all of this pull because he promised them certain things and, I guess, certain growth for WWE as a whole. Well, he better follow through with it, that's for sure. So, it's very possible that no matter what, Cody versus Roman was not going to happen. That's what the report is essentially saying. The Rock had plans to do him and Roman for a long time. He was going to do it last year, but then he put his pencils down. With Johnson's power as a member of the TKO board, his Hollywood standing, and the backing of Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, and others, the decision was made to go with Rock versus Roman as the headline bout, believing it would be a greater attraction for the mainstream and also help push some positive momentum for the company. And you can definitely read into that. What's going on with Vince McMahon, I guarantee you, plays into this. The allegations and the horrible dark cloud it has over WWE. I think he did this to say, look, we need something positive for people to talk about. And instead, here's the thing. No one's talking about Vince now, right? No one cares about Vince anymore. Now everyone's talking about Cody getting screwed. Did Cody get screwed? One source compared it to Johnson's attempts to take over the overall creative for the DC film, the DCEU film, Black Adam. But by the time that process was done, had changed the original trajectory for the plans from playing the opposite from Shazam. So, check this out. In case you guys don't know this story. Originally, Shazam was going to be in Black Adam. Because, Black Adam is the antithesis, is the villain, is the arch nemesis of Shazam. The Rock used his political power and his standing in Hollywood to get that nixed. Yeah, the main hero, Shazam, should not be appearing in Black Adam's movie. But you know who should be appearing in Black Adam's movie? Superman. Henry Cavill. Yeah. People are saying that this is exactly like that. He's basically he's throwing his weight around, brother. Pulling a Hulk Hogan, brother, to make sure he gets his way. But yeah, even if that's true, no one in WWE is not going to consider The Rock's ideas. You have The Rock on your roster. You're not even reading this right now. If you got The Rock on your roster, ladies and gentlemen, you use The Rock. You use The Rock. If he's there, you don't just not use him. And if he's going to be there, the best match to do, again, no matter how you hate it, how much you feel about Cody getting screwed, the biggest match you could do at a WrestleMania is The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That is a fact. That's a fact. You talk about mainstream appeal. You talk about growing WWE's audience, not just appealing to the people inside the bubble, but appealing to a massive audience outside of wrestling to help grow the business. If you're not growing, you're dying. The best match to do is The Rock versus Roman Reigns. So I'm never, ever going to say that match is garbage, that match should never happen, not just because I'm a fan of it and I want to see it, but also because from a business standpoint, that's a gold mine. It's just the timing of it. people are pissed off at the timing of it and how it affects Cody's story. Which I agree. I don't think what they have set for Cody is any better. And we'll talk about that right now. It says here, PWInsider is told this wasn't done to target or politically out Cody, push him out of the main event. It wasn't done out of malice, is what they're saying. Political Cody out of the main event out of malice. But out of the belief that Johnson believes this was the best idea to make money now and basically to respect his new position. This was a strategic move to give Johnson more political power overall and to show Endeavor's faith in his involvement, and that even Triple H, Paul Levesque, who has done an admirable job as the chief creative officer, would lose that power struggle with Johnson at this point. Wow. So whatever Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Rock wants, if he wants it, even Triple H has to do it. Ooh. Yikes. Look, maybe The Rock has great creative plans. Maybe there are some things that could work out, but I think, for me, this is where we can get a little muddy. I fully trust Triple H. I think he has a great mind for the business, and I think long-term, what he wants to do is going to pay off for the better for everyone. And if there's a possibility that can be derailed because The Rock wants to do certain things or feels like certain things should be done, that could make things messy overall for WWE. TKO as well. I do like this, though. It says here, Brian Gewirtz will be in the mix. So Brian Gewirtz was a head writer, or the head writer for WWE after Vince Russo left. So Vince Russo was the head writer for the Attitude Era. Then Brian Gewirtz came in, and he wrote a majority of WWE's TV for a good decade? At least throughout the entire tenure of the Ruthless Aggression Era. And a lot of the content on that show was amazing. So I like the idea of Brian Gewirtz coming back into creative and helping Triple H write the show. I think that's amazing. I think that would be good. Maybe he'll just be writing for The Rock, but still, you could always use another creative mind. All right, I'll read this last part for PWInsider, and then we'll get to Fightful Select. So it says here, as far as the future for Cody Rhodes, the current plan is for him, here it comes, to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. A direction change that a lot of readers we've heard from resent, given that he's been pushing to finish the story all year against Roman Reigns. Finishing the story was in reach after winning the Royal Rumble. He had it. I mean, finish the story is literally the plot of WWE 2K24. So, for him to just give it up, it just goes against his character. It says it right here. For Rhodes, as a character, to then have that moment and reach and not choose Roman Reigns for WrestleMania is as silly as Han Solo throwing away the keys to the Millennium Falcon and leaving it behind. Beating Seth for a title doesn't end Cody's story, especially since he's publicly stated that's not the title he wants. He wants the title his father was stripped from, which was the title Roman holds right now. That holds the legacy of Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and all of them. The reality is, while the story was primed to climax at WrestleMania 40, there were some in the company already talking about it not happening. So this is not just something the WWE just did on a whim. It sounds like they were planning not to do Cody versus Roman for a while. Wow. Man, look, y'all can read the rest of that for yourself. That's crazy. All right, we're going to look at Fightful Select now. And they basically said a little bit of what PWI said, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I am gonna skim a little bit. It says, in one of the most controversial moves in wrestling booking history, The Rock is poised to fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 instead of Cody Rhodes. And this is important too. I like that they preface this. They say, we will preface this story by saying that nothing has been officially announced. We will know what they're going to do on Thursday during the press conference. And as always, in professional wrestling, plans can change, just as they did over the last week. There are many in the company that are cautiously optimistic that if the reaction that WWE received Friday night stays as it is, that could change plans. Yeah, it could. You're absolutely right. The negative reaction that they're getting right now is scary, even for me. So they might end up doing what I think they should have done all along, which was just have both matches at WrestleMania. Everyone's happy. You do Cody versus Roman on night 1, and then Rock versus Roman on night 2. You have Roman lose both matches. You end the Mad King's reign. And then that's it. But look at this. As of right now, the plan for WrestleMania is Rock versus Roman, Cody versus Seth. Sources in Creative confirmed that as of recently, the working plan was Cody versus Roman, Punk versus Seth. Punk's title shot was to be set up at Chamber, Brock versus Dominic Mysterio, and then Brock versus Gunther. So that was the actual lineup. They were going to do that. But unfortunately, Punk got hurt, and Brock got kicked out because of the Vince McMahon allegations. While Cody professed loudly at Rumble that he was coming after Roman, there were some in the company that claimed that they heard as of that afternoon that The Rock had agreed to fight Reigns. So literally on the day of Rumble, The Rock made up his mind. Okay, I want to fight Roman Reigns. And then domino effect. They've also had The Rock make head of the table WrestleMania themed merchandise. Wow, so they were ready. Again, that's one of those things where I'm like, I'm happy that you decided you wanted to do it, but you couldn't have made this up a little bit sooner. Like, at the very least, if you had made up your mind when you came back at the beginning of January, they could have done something to where plans would have made a lot more sense. Because I do agree with people that say Cody just winning Rumble and not going for Roman, letting Rock have his spot, is kind of wild. I don't know if that's a good look for Cody. I agree. And then he's going to choose Seth? Yeah, that's not a good look. I agree with you on that one. And fans who are behind Cody and invested in his story, I can understand their rage if they go through with this. I'll say it right now. If they do Cody versus Seth, I will 1000% be in the same bracket as you. I will be on your side. I will say that is lame. I wasn't a fan of Cody versus Roman, the story. Thought that was kind of lame, but I was all for Cody beating Roman. Still am. But what they're doing, the alternative, is even lamer. That I will say. Those that we've spoken to said that The Rock had not only pushed the match, some thought he was even pushing to win the match. Oh my goodness. So The Rock is going to end Roman's reign. Wow. I don't think that's going to work. I don't know if I'm okay with that. So The Rock ends Roman's reign and ends his tribal chiefdom at the same time. So The Rock becomes the Universal Champ and then holds the belt to SummerSlam and then drops it to Cody at Yo! So this is something I wanted to get to too. The current plan, as of right now, is to have Cody beat Seth, apparently have The Rock beat Roman, and then we unify the championships at SummerSlam. So instead of Cody beating Roman, The Rock will beat Roman in that storyline, and then Rock drops the belt to Cody at SummerSlam. I'll do the job, brother. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I like that at all. I don't think I like that. Sources within TKO swore this was not done out of malice to Cody Rhodes. They value him as a talent, but believe that this is the best decision to, get the most out of the business. We've said that before. But watch this. But believe that those involved with the decision making underestimated how the patience of the audience has worn thin on the situation. You ain't lying. I think we all underestimated that. We're told that Cody was at least informed as of Friday this was the decision, and he didn't travel to SmackDown without knowing. So Cody knew. Talent, including The Rock, had all been booked for the February 8th press conference, and that is when the announcement will be made official. Naturally so, Fightful asks if Vince McMahon's allegations had anything to do with this. Sources in the know claim that The Rock was actually pushing let me see here. Yeah, take attention away from Vince Laurinaitis. Actually pushing for this before, but admitted that it couldn't have hurt the process to get any mainstream publicly that was not associated with the scandal. So yeah, in other words, yeah, it did kind of play into that. All right, I want to read this portion right here. Reactions within WWE. For the sake of transparency, Fightful reached out to over 36 contacts within WWE across all departments. None that got back to us even played devil's advocate for the decision to run Rock versus Roman Reigns. And the decision was universally panned from those we spoke with. Wow, so nobody likes this call. Backstage. Man. One wrestler said, I've known Dwayne for a long time. Not only did the look on Cody's face tell a story, the look on Dwayne's face told the story. I think in that moment, he knew that this decision wasn't going to work out quite the way that he imagined it. Me either, quite frankly. He was experiencing the same thing that he and Roman experienced in Philadelphia. He was being co-signed for something that vast majority didn't want. Everyone that we heard back from understood the business implications of running the match, but believed it wasn't a good decision for long-term WWE business. The Rock versus Roman made sense several years ago when we were running back Roman versus Lesnar repeatedly. It could have made sense this year had Cody won the title last year, you know. If Cody had won the title last year, then we could have done the Rock and Roman this year. This is one of the few years it just doesn't make any sense in any capacity. One former world champion told Fightful. A source in creative said that many on the team were deflated, and it felt like a decision they'd heard about being made under the previous regime. Jesus Christ, people are pissed. Alright, this is the last thing we'll read. Okay, we got two more. Another source that had worked with The Rock was much more stern, saying, The Rock eroded his trust with the comic and superhero community, with the film community, maybe with the football community, and might do it once more with the wrestling community. He's not a bad guy. Don't mistake that or get me wrong. He's a great guy. However, bad timing and overexposure and fatigue will make fools of us all. You have to know when to take a back seat. Wow. Another longtime member of the creative team said, there have been numerous meetings, pitches, attempts to get The Rock in on this match, or really any match for years, and it never happened. 1 year, that excuse was that the story didn't make sense. Not only does this make even less sense, it's undermining one of the biggest stories we've ever told and turning off a lot of our fans. There you have it. There you have it. Overall, people think this is a horrible idea. Everyone wants Cody to have his moment at WrestleMania. So what should happen? Give the fans what they want. We have a press conference on Thursday. You can do both matches. You can do both. Have Cody versus Roman on night 1. Have Rock and Roman on night 2. At the very least, if you're not going to do Cody and Roman at WrestleMania, do it at Chamber. I don't think that's going to work for a lot of fans. I don't think it should be at Chamber, quite frankly. If you had it my way, they would both be at WrestleMania. I know people want Seth to main event night 1. Seth is hurt anyways. You know what? Drew and Seth, if you do that match, that's not a match I would even do in the main event. If people want to see Cody that badly, you can do both Rock and Roman and Cody and Roman. You can do both. Just do that. Give the fans what they want. Because right now, with the way things are looking, they're going to shit on this match. And Rock and Roman do not deserve to have this. Well, okay, based off of what I read, I don't think I can even say that. I'm going to say what was said in the Fightful Select article by one of the creative writers. I don't think The Rock is a bad guy. I think he feels like he's doing what's best for WWE. At a point in time, I feel like it was the best move. But seeing the reaction and hearing it and reading it, it's like everyone just wants Cody to have his moment. Everyone just wants Cody to beat Roman. And so if they want it that badly, and they're showing it online, and based off of what I'm seeing on Twitter, social media period, Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube, the YouTube comments are crazy as well. As much as I want the match, as much as I want it because it's my dream match, it's a dream match for me, the last thing I want to see is fans hijacking it. You have the time, you have the people in place to do something that everyone will love. You got 2 months. And the press conference isn't until Thursday. Change plans. Don't do Cody versus Seth. Even I think that's a terrible match to do. And then have The Rock beat Roman and then unify the titles. Even if Roman beats The Rock. If you unify the titles at Summerslam, that's lame to me. I agree. That is lame. You created another world title just to unify it and what? Give Roman all the belts again? No, they'll have Cody beat him. I guarantee you they'll have Cody beat him that time. But, I don't know. Even if they did it that way, it's still kind of lame to me. That story's lamer. So have Cody win the world title at WrestleMania, then beat Roman at SummerSlam to unify both belts? Like, having Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania, at the very least, I can understand the importance and significance behind that, especially since it's WrestleMania 40. I might not be a fan of the story, but I understand why you would do it there. But SummerSlam, after winning the Royal Rumble, you had a chance to fight Roman, and then you just give it up and then choose Seth? After telling the world that the title you need to win is Roman's title, the Universal title, then you just choose Seth's title. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of lame. That is weak. I 1000% agree with you. So I hope the story is different. I hope they change it up. I know The Rock wants to do him and Roman. You can do both. And if you had to do Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, can we at least do Cody and Roman at Chamber? Can we get Cody that goddamn Universal Championship and finish this goddamn story? Finish the story. Just give the fans what they want. I'm taking myself out of it. If I was booking, ladies and gentlemen, you would get what you want. I would get what I want. You would get what you want. But I'm not booking for WWE. Do I still think The Rock versus Roman Reigns is the biggest match you can do? Absolutely. Will I agree that the timing is off? Sure. Timing is pretty much bad at this point because fans want Cody to win, not The Rock. And if the plan is to have The Rock beat Roman and not Cody, that's not the best idea either. Hopefully they're smart enough to understand that if you do The Rock versus Roman and it's for the championship, Roman needs to win that match. Because the one person who should beat Roman is Cody. Even I agree with that. All I want is to see Rock and Roman. Because we have a very small window to do it. So can we just get both? Can we get both? I don't care how you do it. You want to do Cody and Roman on night 2, Rock and Roman on night 1, cool. Or Rock and Roman on night 2, Cody and Roman on night 1. Roman loses all of it, loses everything, championship and tribal chiefdom, and then maybe do Cody versus Rock. Or if you don't want to do that, we can do Cody versus Roman at Chamber and then Rock and Roman. Same thing. Cody gets the championship. Roman loses everything. The Rock gets his big moment at WrestleMania, his last match, his retirement match. Yeah, there is a way to do this where everyone is happy. But currently, If this is the plan, I will 1000% be on your side. The fans who don't like this, as much as I love The Rock, as much as I want to see Rock and Roman, Rock being the one to usurp Roman Reigns is lame. Cody beating Seth for the 4th time at WrestleMania is lame. And then having Cody beat The Rock, Cody fight The Rock for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam is lame. All of that is lame. So I am praying Triple H, The Rock, Brian Gewirtz, Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, all of them come together, listen to the fans, and come up with something better. Do I think they're going to scrap The Rock and Roman? No. You don't scrap it now. It's too late to scrap it. Just do both. Do both matches. Have The Rock come out on, I don't know, have him come out on Thursday and say, I've listened to the fans. We're not going to do The Rock versus Roman. We're also going to do Cody versus Roman. We're not just going to do The Rock versus Roman. We're also going to do Cody versus Roman. There. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. Give the fans what they want. Finish the damn story. Just finish it. Because at the rate things are going, it's going to be a very long road to WrestleMania. And I don't know if the WWE needs this right now, especially with these Vince McMahon allegations going on. And I hate the fact that we've come here. Again, just a week ago, I was excited for Rumble. Like, okay, right now it's 2 p.m. Central for me. Like, I can remember this time last week being so goddamn pumped for Rumble. Oh, man, WrestleMania's gonna cook. And now, just a week later, I'm like, damn, man, this all sucks. It all sucks, man. Fans hating on Rock and Roman, Cody not finishing the story, no Brock and Gunther, no CM Punk. It all sucks. Well, let's fix it. Let's find a way to fix it. It's still fixable. We still got months ahead. I'm hoping that everything can play out. Because, god damn it, I don't think I've ever been this invested in the WWE roster in a long time, and I want everything to work out for them. I want this company to succeed in whatever they do. The last thing they need is to fumble the ball at WrestleMania. Let's do what's right. Give the fans what they want. You can do both. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. If there's any other news that comes out, I'll just do an upload. I'm not going to hold you guys. I'm just going to do an upload. They won't be alive because I got plans tonight, but thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. Do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. Love you all. I hear you. I love y'all. I want you to be happy. I want you to get what you want, but at the same time, I can't ignore what I want either. I want to see Rock versus Roman. We can have both. So let's hope we go in that direction. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. When you're